let's get into a new Nintendo Switch model will launch next year. Now, supposedly, we're not going to say 100% confirmed. However, I do want to point out that these past sort of rumors have been very accurate. We've gotten a ton of rumors right before the Switch Lite would have went into production. We even got, actually, funnily enough, there was a picture of a light blue Switch Lite shell that was thrown up onto the internet way before the Switch Lite was even announced. But funnily enough, I'm pretty sure most people, including myself, thought it was fake. But then, it actually turned out to be real. So these sort of leaks do happen, and they're a lot more believable, in my opinion, than the random direct leaks. Because anyone could say a direct is coming soon, but these companies that claim to have like ins on certain factories, they have more of kind of a basis rather than just I know someone works at Nintendo. But regardless, I just wanted to point out that videogameschronicle.com, which is the same website that broke the Mario remaster rumors, if I remember correctly, said that a new Nintendo Switch model will launch next year. They went on, they talked about how there was a newspaper in, I think, China called Economic Daily News that said that a Switch is entering production later this year with a launch planned for Q1 of 2021. And this makes sense. It lines up with the report we heard earlier that I think we talked on Nintendo Tonight, PJ, that the Nintendo Switch was finally going back into full production because obviously COVID,
Yep.
COVID kind of messed with that a little bit.
Hmm.
But now that the Switch is back into full production, I see no reason as to why a Switch Pro could not also enter production within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. The idea of a Switch Pro, I've been kind of on the fence about. This is pretty promising though, considering as we know, Microsoft and I almost said Microsoft and Xbox. Microsoft and Sony are coming out with their next gen consoles by holiday 2020, I believe. So
Yeah.
the fact that Nintendo could possibly be straight on competing with them, I think this rumor suggested that this would come out in the first quarter of 2021. So
Yeah.
I think the whole idea of a Switch Pro is interesting, but I do not really want to see Nintendo compete with those other companies, as we talked about in the past.
Hmm.
Nintendo has thrived from kind of setting their own timeline and not really competing with these other companies. But the whole idea of a Switch Pro, I mean, um, I can only imagine Nintendo Twitter if Nintendo decided to make Switch Pro exclusive games, and it's like, you made us wait all this time for a direct announcement, and you announced a new console, and we have to buy the new console to play the new
Yeah.
games. Like,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine Nintendo Twitter, but the thing that I really want to see on a Switch Pro specifically, and I've complained about this a whole lot, is the Joy Cons have been such an
Exactly.
issue.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh my god, it I
Yeah.
tweeted
That
to
was
our
bad.
friend I tweeted to our friend Macasaurus earlier cuz he was just making a meme about like the Joy-Cons cuz it was like at like a Best Buy or something. It was like a playable Nintendo Switch, and you could just see like the screen scrolling, like the home screen
Oh
scrolling, because it
man,
was
it's
just
brutal.
drifting to hell. But I tweeted at him and I was just like, yeah, there was this one day I was on Animal Crossing where I went from my museum and then I went to go check Twitter. And then when I looked back up at my monitor that had the Switch on it, I was like magically at the other side of the island on the beach. So I was like, what,
It's
what's
brutal.
happening here, man? But
Yeah.
Joy-Con drift is something that I want to see gone if the Switch Pro comes out 100%. Um, I want to
Definitely.
see that graphical upgrade, whether that be into 4K. Who knows? But
I
it's
don't
it's
think
an
so.
idea. I doubt it, but it's
I
an
would
idea.
like it. I have nothing against 4K. I don't even
Hmm.
think I have a 4K monitor, so it wouldn't really do much for me. But
Yeah.
I would 100% be in favor of Nintendo pushing the graphical capability because if something can do 4K, then generally it means it can do 1080p really well with like minimal frame rate dips. So that I mean, I would that's why I would be in favor of doing 4K. I just don't think like the Wii U was Nintendo's first HD console, the Wii U.
Hmm.
And like yeah, I don't know. I don't see 4K happening for a bit for
Hmm.
Nintendo
Yep.
cuz it's very niche. Like not many people have 4K
Yep.
TVs that they're able to game on, so
Yeah, I feel like maybe Nintendo would want to step into that 4K graphical upgrade when 4K is more of the norm, because as you said, a lot of people don't really have like 4K TV slash monitors or whatever it may have you. But back on to my Switch Pro wishes, at least. Themes, that's a thing. You know, you and I have
Yeah.
you and I have lamented many times on the main channel about how, you know, why aren't themes on the Switch? It's easy money and it's so
Yeah.
simple. And you know, maybe they're saving it for Switch Pro, man. Who knows?
That doesn't even make sense though. They're not hard to put on. Like just do it on the normal Switch for God's sake.
Yeah,
Like,
that's something, but
yeah.
that's something they would totally do though. It's like
Oh,
Nintendo
100%,
Switch
yeah.
Pro featuring themes.
Yeah,
Featuring themes for
100%.
$2.99, bro.
Bro, I remember
Uh,
I did a like a Nintendo Switch Online Deluxe joke trailer for
I
April
remember.
Fool's
I remember.
like 2019, and I
Mhm.
think themes was one of the things. So like it's a similar concept. Like you have to subscribe to like a $50 like a month. I think it was. I did some like outrageous price like as a joke service in order to have the opportunity to purchase themes.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the same sort of thing. Like you have to upgrade to a what $400 we're assuming console in order to have the privilege to send Nintendo your hard-earned money to put a JPEG on the back of your Switch home screen. It's like it's so stupid. It's like
Oh my
they
god.
gave free themes for the 3DS. The 3DS had like free different colored themes, and then if you wanted to buy like a special theme, which the special themes were cool because you know on the 3DS they replaced you know the background music of the 3DS home screen like they'd
To
replace
correspond with the game.
yeah, to correspond with the game exactly. The Switch doesn't even have background music to replace, so they would have to add it in, which I don't think they're gonna
Yeah,
do.
all you hear is a little click though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's like it's like come
What are
on,
they-
man.
If they replace the click, that would just be hilarious. Like it would be kind
Imagine
of cool,
only
but
the click.
it'd be hilarious. Like imagine like Pokemon, it's the like Pokeball like caught sound effect for Breath of the Wild. It's like the I don't know, like the Sheikah Slate sound or something. And so just every time you click, it just goes like that would be peak Nintendo like tomfoolery right there.